Oh, don't give a foothold for the devil. I'm going to tell you that that's something I have definitely noticed, and I have to keep in mind for myself. Don't give foothold for the devil. By that, I do mean, especially when I think it's Paul. He says, "Take your thoughts captive." Sometimes, some straight thoughts will kind of swing the block, run the block. Basically, like you'll have some things that's bothering you that you haven't really resolved, and it'll be popping up, and you might want to just get at it. But the thing is, some of this stuff is a trap. It'll just lead you back into where you were. So if you're wound up and you finally calm down, you might have a, some people might have a issue that's like those thoughts keep coming up, and maybe it's a means for you to process it. But it's like some things you just have to hold captive and just try to find an alternative way to handle it. Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but I just say don't give the devil a foothold, because some thoughts you just should take captive, and you have to just do other things. You can't like feed certain negativity, otherwise you'll spiral into a drain of negativity, and it's hard, man. People are kind of difficult at times, and you be like, man, I'm so tired of this person. I know you'll feel some type of way. I get it. I understand, man. I be frustrated too, but don't let the devil have a leeway. Don't let the devil have his way. The devil might be out here saying, "Oh yeah, boy." I mean, I don't know if it's the devil or not, but like, you might have some negative thoughts. It's like, dang, what about Caroline, man? Caroline was out here talking crazy yesterday. You're like, yeah, Caroline was talking crazy. Let me go ahead, man. I can't stand Caroline. You'd be like, and it's just like, no, like, hold your thoughts captive. You know what's kind of crazy, at least for me, is that, like, dude, holding your thoughts captive and praying for people is a game changer. I know that sounds corny. I know that sounds bad, but it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. Wishing, like, praying for people, man, that stuff really be changing you. You be like, I didn't know I was capable of this. Like, yeah, me neither. Me neither. I did not know I was capable of this. It's like, I help that person, please. And mean it. You'll notice yourself change. You're like, man, wow, I would have never done this. I would have never done this in the past. And it's true, man. Our human nature really loves to hate. And if you understand from like some data, we have a negativity bias. We love hating. Some people say back in the old days, we had to remember stuff, because if you didn't remember stuff, that would have been like lethal. You would have been like liable to get hurt if you just didn't remember the last negative thing. And plus, back then people didn't have GPS, so it was like, yo, remember that thing that that patch of grass that's a little slippery while you're driving? Gotta remember that next time, man, because that was kind of crazy. And yeah, you be noticing crazy stuff happening when you're driving, and then you have to drive that place again. You be like, oh, I remember this place. This stuff is like, I remember. So yeah, we do have a negativity bias. So my bad, I'm talking a little fast. I'm just trying to relay my thoughts here. But man, it's cold, man. Sorry, my bad, it's a little chilly. Yeah, man, pray for your enemies, man. I know it's kind of crazy. It really is. It's really bizarre. It's really like not the most human thing you want to do. Like, pray for my enemies, but they're my enemies. It's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna pray for them though, And like, for all you know, somewhere down the line, even when you forget about them and do some other stuff, you might even meet them again. They might be like, hey, yo, what's up, big dog? My bad, man. I was being a real ham sandwich yesterday, man. Or a ham sandwich 5 years ago, bro. I'm sorry, bro. And you'd be like, I don't even remember that. You think about other things, and then your enemy's out here making apologies. You might even learn that these folks didn't learn and grow, and then now they in some hot soup. Now they in some water. Hot water. I tried to make it funny. It didn't work. I guess it's hot water. They got themselves in some hot water. Now you're like, oh, wow. That's definitely not on my bingo card. I didn't expect that. And again, you eventually just learn, hey, at the end of the day, man, if you can process the stuff well enough, you won't be really thinking about them like that. You pray for them. You try to focus on God's mission. You gotta leave it for the justice of God. And I know, and not only that, we are supposed to listen to our authorities. So if they get in trouble, man. That's on them, man. They are subject to the human authorities. And if they out here goofing off and doing crazy stuff, then they've earned their place in whatever institution that is in the criminal justice system. Prison, jail, whatever. Like, they've earned that. So I don't know what to make up any of that. They've earned that spot that they tried to get themselves in. But yeah, man, it's just like, because this doesn't encourage enabling. That was something I had to really figure out. Like, man, what if I enable? What if I'm encouraging their evil? And I learned, like, no, you don't encourage the evil. Another thing is, you can love them and not agree with what they're doing if it's wrong. Because you're supposed to follow righteousness, not unrighteousness. And for some people, they might be unrighteous. They still doing unrighteous stuff. They might be like, I'm about to go out here and slide on my ops. I want you to join me. No. Proverbs going to be saying that, like, you need to keep away from these folks. You need to bind wisdom to your neck. Be smart. Really be thinking very smart. Consider wisdom, man. I think it's in Proverbs about having the abundance of counselors. So you really got to be seeking be smart and seeking smart people, So if you got to look at some psychology, go look at some psychology, I consider that wisdom. If you got to look at a documentary about stuff, look at a documentary about stuff, but like, and then like in Proverbs, it speaks so much about a fool, like how stubborn they are in their foolishness, how like, don't argue with a fool that should be, I don't know if that's, might be Proverbs, I'm not sure, but like, don't argue with a fool, man, unless you be like them, or Jesus said, hey, don't throw your pearls before pigs, unless they trample them under foot and turn to attack you. So like, be smart, man. Don't throw precious stuff to people, man. I had to learn that the hard way when I was trying to give advice to somebody and they just were not listening. And then they just really wanted to be whatever protagonist that they viewed themselves as. And that's my perception of it. But like, they were not trying to heed any kind of wisdom at all. And by the time they finally asked for wisdom, I guess that's a good point. I backed off because I was like, man, I don't know what you are trying to get here. But I thought about that. I'm like, man, maybe I should help them. But at the same time, it's like, maybe keep a safe distance from certain people. Because like, dude, there's people who are always scheming. They always trying to take advantage of somebody. You can just tell you, like, you may not say nothing, but you're like, man, I don't really want to be around you like that, man. And you know that, man. Like, this person kind of, man, this person whack. I don't really want to hang around with this whack dude, whack brother. Man, my bad. Bro, this is a new thing, man. Like, it's new. By the grace of God. And I'm sorry. It's just like, love your enemies? I used to struggle hard doing that, man. I'd be steaming in the car, venting like crazy, man. I had a lot of words for God. I'm like, man, and then I'm like, that's not good. But yeah, I pray for it. And hopefully they change for the better. Because when you pray for your enemies, you don't just want them to be good so they can keep being unrighteous. You want them to do good so that they can be good to other people and be good to themselves. Because, like, some people are just broken, man, and they need to be repaired. And maybe you're not the guy to repair them, but like, maybe you're the guy to pray for them and pray for God's kindness to lead them to repentance. And I can't tell you the intricacies of it because I don't really know all that. But like, I just want to let people know, like, there's some real cruel people out here, man. There's some real terrible trash with a capital T people out here, but don't fixate on how trash they are, because some of them are. Don't fixate. Just like pray for them and leave it to the hands of God. And I really do mean that, because some of these folks, there's some folks that I used to know, and bruh, they're not having a good time. And it's not because of me. It's not because I'm so happy he's in misfortune. No. It's just like eventually their own decisions are going to get them caught up. or they're gonna face some misfortune, but because they have such bad habits and stuff like that, you know, exploitative behaviors, folks are gonna kind of keep their distance from them. Like folks who got a lot of these personal issues, man, they make up their bed, man. They really set themselves up for failure. So it's like you can't be so. I can't tell you what to believe or how to feel, because that's gonna be your journey of how you mature. But I do want to encourage you, like, man, I hope you can forgive your enemies and wish them the best and love them, and to pray for them. You know, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. I'm believing like this. I just like, yeah, I've been a Christian for a good while, but boy, oh boy, has these lessons been very, very slow in its contact with me or absorption. Very slow. So it's like experiencing and understanding it for yourself. It's such a eye-opening thing. You're like, oh wow, this works. Yeah, it does work. You just have to. You eventually will understand the doctrine. So yeah, that's what I got.